man. Welcome back. Week 16, Community Golf Podcast. I look a little bit different this week. It's because Eddie's not here. So I'm kicking it off. This week, it's just me and Donnie, bearded and beautiful. Rafa's with family. Eddie's like working like actual work. So it's a two-man show. We're going to run it, but we have a great show, great guests. Week 16, 4 months in. We spent 4 months with the community. That's 4 months of you guys listening to us. That's 4 months of awesome guests, 4 months of getting a grip, 4 months of equip drip, 4 months of a lot of stuff. We're 25% of the way through a year, and you're still here with us. So we're going to keep doing this thing. So let's bring in Don, see how he's feeling.
Feeling fantastic. I always look forward to Wednesdays because I get to see you and everybody else. And even though they're not here, they're here in spirit. And I'm excited. I didn't think about when you just said 16 weeks and 4 months and all the different things, to kind of glaze over luchador talk, but we'll move on from that. And, I'd say it has been great. Like I was just telling my dad on the phone earlier about our impact with Ryan and the Play 18 for Fun adaptive golf thing. And it really feels good to be a part of something that is doing something that we intended for the community, everybody to have a voice. I love you, AK.
Love you too, Donnie. You bring up a good point. It's not just a reason for us to blab about golf, and we were going to do that anyways, but the reason for the podcast is to bring in people from the community. And I think we've done a really, really good job of highlighting, the smallest fraction of people. But if you look back, just the broad spectrum of backgrounds that our guests have come from, that's really the purpose here, is to bring light and kind of show that golf isn't just, this small sect of, people. It's definitely a grow the game type of world we're in now. And I know there's a lot of shrink the game people. But we're a community podcast for people in the golf community. So it's been great just having, a variety of guests on with different opinions. And that's half my fun here, is having the banter and, disagreements and arguments, because we all play differently. So we have another really, really awesome guest on tonight. So I'm excited to get into that in a little bit. But we're going to kick off Get a Grip, brought to you by Garson Grips. I've had that little thing back there, but look at this. Our friends at Garson, this is going to go up in the sim in the garage. I'm going to hide myself, but feel the difference.
Looks great.
Garson Grips, right? Donnie, did you get your Garson grip? They said it should be to you.
I did receive these little sweet little markers that are branded, a couple slappers, my grip, my quad cord, and a towel.
Nice.
And
what's the grip going on?
Ooh, I'm considering this hickory putter.
I think that would be a 1 of 1. Garson, if anyone knows, if you've ever had anyone put a Garson grip on a hickory putter, I think Don's going to be 1 of 1 here.
That's the plan. Why not, right?
I love it.
Because I have Garson grips on my other putters that I game already. I'm going to put this on something I don't game and bring the old school to the new school. Donnie Digest style.
I love that. So before we get into Get a Grip, I'm going to tease a little something. So if you've been following Garson, they do a special grip for every major. I've got them. They're great. But the upcoming major, Shinnecock, they've come out with an awesome grip that I have in my possession. And I'm going to make a post about it next week. But we're going to give it away on behalf of Community Golf and Garson Grips. So keep an eye out. Next week, there will be a post for the Garson Grip Majors giveaway. It's awesome. Super, still functional. It's nothing crazy. But they do a really, really good job on their special grips for the majors. So I'm excited for everyone to see it and excited to give this one away. So keep an eye out for that. But let's get into Get a Grip. You got anything for us this week?
I'm just about sharing smiles and spread love. So it's really hard to get fired up about certain things. But Maybe it will create a discussion. Hole in one. Maybe you saw it. I got one.
I was going to bring it up. I'm glad you mentioned it because it was coming up today.
Okay, people refer to it as the classic Don Merkin hole in one because it was community. There was Your Good by Me was out there.
Yeah.
Sam, his ball hit my ball, went in. USGA rules doesn't count, whatever. Okay, but here's how you know it does count. I bought everybody drinks. That seals the deal. Okay,
Right.
so and my daughter, she says, I see why you would count it, but I wouldn't. Now, I think it's just fun. I have the ball. It's up there.
You
But
should.
I understand that it's not a true hole in one by definition, but I think if I'm gonna get one, that's the first way to like prime the wheels for getting one. Because the next time I went out and played, I literally thought I could hit one every time on the par three.
Isn't that funny how that works? The first time you get one, every par three after that, you're like, I hope your livers are ready because I'm making another one.
To be fair, I hit the ball that got ricocheted in, I hit to 2 feet,
Okay.
So, you got to be in position to have that happen. But I do understand that I should have had to remark it and make it. But when you're playing like 12 deep at the pub course, here it is.
Look,
Pretty
I
low
mean, you're D Wade. You just threw it up and you ran by like this, and the other ball came in and LeBron did it in the hole. It was an alley oop, all in one. It is what it is.
I'll accept your now, but
that's where my get a grip was going, because I was going to ask. I didn't see exactly how it happened, but I saw you say it was basically a Merkin hole in one. So let's talk for a second about hole in ones that count, because I too have a hole in one controversy. So it was my second hole in one in like 7 months. And I had played an 18 hole round in the morning with my boys. And we were like, you know what, let's run an E9, right? And we're going to do a 2v2 scramble from the reds. So the third hole is a par three from the reds. It was like 100 yards. One hop, rolls in the cup. And I was the first person to go for our team. And I went in after that. I went into the pub, and I have hole in one insurance. So I get allotted X amount of dollars. Whatever doesn't get spent goes on my account and shop credit. So I go to the pub. I sit there for 2 hours. I'm buying drinks. I told the bartender, I said, every drink that gets ordered, just put it on my tab until I leave. There was like no one in there because it was like February and it was like 3 p.m. So there was hardly anyone there. And I sat there. I'm like, buy drinks, buy drinks, buy drinks. No one got anything. Well, come to find out, people ended up being upset because they think my hole in one shouldn't have counted because it was in a scramble. But my whole thing was, I teed it off. I hit the ball from a tee area into the hole in one. I teed off first, so I didn't see anyone else hit the shot. And
you shouldn't even have to explain anything more than that. It's not like you're claiming an albatross off someone else's drive. Like, this is a tee shot.
That was my whole thing. And it was a controversy. I had people like legitimately upset about it.
I understand there's some people that could be upset about that, kind of like having your name like embroidered on your bag or something like that, right? Like, there's levels to it.
No, this is genuine like anger.
That's wild to me. I have a question though. Like, so for mine, we were at the Pitch and Putt's, a pub, McMiniman's pub. Like, all the holes are like 65 to 85 yards.
Okay.
Is there a yardage that it has to be for it to be a hole in one? Because there also is no, like, I couldn't post my score. It doesn't have like a rating.
There's no rating. Look.
So here is my actual get a grip. Because on the way home, I called my wife to tell her, and she's not really into golf or sports that much, and she doesn't know the circumstances of the hole in one. I said, I got a hole in one. And I was like, yeah, I bought everybody drinks. She's like, why did you have to buy everybody drinks? Shouldn't they be buying you drinks? And just on the like pure logic of it, can you explain why you have hole in one insurance, and why is the tradition that is it so that like people couldn't just say I have one? It's like it's a fail safe. Like, if you're going to say you got one, guess what, buddy? You're buying drinks for everyone.
Yeah,
You know,
I honestly think that's what it is. I think it's to like deter people from lying about getting hole in ones. I don't know the real reason. Eddie Money, maybe you can look it up while we're discussing and see what the reason is. That was always my thought is, it deters people from lying about getting hole in ones. It's like you're not going to say you got one if you didn't, if it's going to cost you a good amount of money in drinks, right?
and here's a follow up to that. My daughter, she's 15. She hit one to like a foot last week at the short course. It's a real hole. It's a par three and 140 yards or whatever. Does she have to buy drinks? And here's the other part. I don't drink alcohol. So now I gotta buy people drinks. Like
Look,
it
I
goes
think
against it goes
it's
against
really
my like me, like a little bit.
it's group
I don't know.
dependent. You know what I mean? Maybe buy lunch or something, but what's
No,
the
I
verdict?
mean
So, I used Gemini. Gemini said the tradition of buying everyone a drink after hitting a hole in one originally served as an honesty detector. But historically, if friends had to buy a round for an ace, people were prone to lying, making the lucky golfer foot the bill, prevented false claims. So, just as you thought, AK. And then
So
also, we got some people in the chat. Also, we have Inside Out Custom Design Studio said, let's go. And Love Ryan. He said he has a Garson on his putter.
hey man,
And the dude Skelly said, dig the hat merc.
I
Mine is
can't hear
coming
him,
in
so
Friday.
I'll come back.
he gone. Merc's gone.
And he also said yours is dope too, AK.
Appreciate you, Skelly.
And we also got Peter Lim Golf in here as well.
What up, Peter?
But yeah, basically, so you don't lie.
Yeah, it's a lie detector.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think your hole in ones. Here's my take on it. I say I have 2 hole in ones, right? The first one was in a match play event, like a club sanctioned match play event. That one was real. Obviously, like there's no arguing that one. The second one, it's like, yeah, I got a hole in one. It was in a scramble. You take that how you will. I'm counting that, right? I talked to Isaac, Neighborhood Golf. He got a hole in one. I think it was at Butler, pitch and putt. Count it. Ball went from a tee area into the hole. If people have a problem with it, let them have a problem with it. You want to count it. That's count it on your conscience. If you're a person that feels like it shouldn't count and you get one, don't count it. If you get it, let it count, right? It's not hurting anyone. Someone saying they got a hole in one, and especially if they're buying you drinks, count it. So maybe this is a good time to bring in our guest and see what he thinks.
Oh yeah. Also, while you couldn't hear me, Don, someone liked your hat. I forgot who. Oh, the dude Skelly said dig the hat merc. His is coming in Friday.
Yeah, Skelly's like one of the number one homies. He behind the scenes did a lot for me at a time. For me, he's a great guy. He's an unsung hero. Shout out to Skelly. If you don't know him, you should. And he's a big supporter of the Best Butcher Shop. And yeah, you should be too. Get your meat right there, baby.
That used to be my pickup line. It never worked really well. I'll tell you that. Anyways, let's bring in our guest on that note.
Okay, you want to give him a little introduction before I bring him in?
Yeah. So our guest this week is, we usually have people who are kind of within the community circle and have been involved and been to events and met in person. This week is a little different. It's someone I know through Instagram. We just kind of started vibing over vintage, golf apparel and stuff a while back. But has done some really cool design projects and excited to have him on. So let's bring Jordan
in. Dude, what is up?
What's up, man?
I'm so happy to be here. First off, couple of things. I think when you're talking hole in one, anyone under the legal drinking age, they do not have to buy drinks for the bar. That's ridiculous. Second, I feel like the whole par 3 course scenario, that's like a real like T100 type head guy that's like, yeah, dude, doesn't count on a par 3 course. I think the rule should be it doesn't count 100 yards in. I think post 100 yards, you're way good. But I feel like if you had to write, like if you got a hole in one like marker and it said 89 yards on it, would you feel a little fraudulent with that, like in your office? Like imagine your boss comes in and he looks 0%. At it, you're only hole in one, and it says 89 yards.
I again,
I think
it's
I think it would also depend. Like some of the forward tees are from shorter distances. So if my caveat to that would be is like if it's a rated course or it's a postable round, then it counts, right?
100%.
Like if like maybe they move the tees up for maintenance or something, and you had to play it from 89 yards, you know. But I agree with you. There should be some standard to it. But
So put it. I'll put this in perspective. So my
so mine
course,
doesn't count. That's what I heard.
no, it counts.
No, you're still
It
good,
counts
man.
it counts if you want it to count. Here's my whole thing. Like we have our 8th hole. It's a shorter hole. The green is absolutely insane, but from the tips, it plays 170 to the center. Then from the blues, it plays like 125, 130 to the center. You go up to whites, it's like 90, 95 to the middle. We play the blues traditionally, but on men's league, everyone plays the members tees. That hole, for some reason, on members tees plays from the whites. So if you get a hole in one in men's league, it's counting, whether it's 90 yards or not, right? So I think the reality is, it's like you count what you want. If you teed up the ball and it went in the hole and you feel like it's a legitimate hole in one, claim it. If someone needs to explain it and they feel like it's not legitimate, let them feel that way. Because everyone's golf experience is different. A professional thinks that you need to be a scratch golfer to be good. I know people who think if you can break 100, you're good. You know, everyone's perspective
It's
on
all
golf is
relative,
so
yeah.
different that like someone's 50-yard hole in one could be the most amazing shot they've ever hit, where someone else is like, I don't know. Put it this way. If you hole out on a par 5 from 50 yards, are you not counting it as an eagle because you were only 50 yards away?
There you go.
True.
A little different eagle and a hole in one, but you know,
I'm just regardless, you know, it's still the ball is going from the ground into the hole. So anyways, this is always such a controversial thing because I think everyone's opinion is so different. And then because it's inevitable that there's people who have those scenario hole in ones. Don and I both have different scenarios with holes in ones where people thought they shouldn't count. I'm counting mine. I'd count his. I mean, like you count what you want to count.
Well, I don't know if I would like count it. And this is what I would say. It's like, I just learned that you have 2, right? And I've known you for a couple years, right? So it's like, in golf, you don't walk up to someone. It's kind of like going like, what do you bench? You know, like how many hole in ones do you have? Like, it's like, who cares? Like, you know, like, does it matter? It's like, you had a hole in one, but you shot 97 that day. So whatever, you know, like.
Hey, it's okay. The funny thing is my first hole in one, the guy I was playing with got a pop on the hole and he put it to like 5 feet. I think he intentionally missed his birdie net hole in one to not have a hole that I got a hole in one on. Could you imagine getting a hole in one and you don't win the hole? Like how awful would that be? It's like, oh, nice have. Buy me a drink. Right?
Dude, oh, sorry.
No, if you go, brother.
I think the insurance policy of like going in and buying drinks for everybody like syndicates your hole in one. Just like on a TV show when you hit 100 episodes, it's like, dude, that shit's syndicated now. I think if you go in and you pay for the drinks and you put that credit card down, you can't tell, dude, you might leave spending a band. Like, and it's like, of course it counts, dog. I just spent $1,000. Like, yeah, that counts. So everything I say, I love being proven wrong, especially when I have like a take and they're like, well, what about this? I go, hey, great opinion. Because I love being wrong.
True.
Yeah. I don't know. I think in the moment it felt great. It's always fun, you know, to share the moment with like 12 people on a gangsome tee box, you know.
Dude, it was awesome. I love seeing the video of you walking down the fairway and talking about it. I was like, that looked like a fucking great time. And I was jealous I wasn't there for it.
Here's the beauty of it. 3 holes prior, I bladed my tee shot into the vineyard. And when looking for my ball, I found that ball that I ended up playing the next couple of holes. And it's like, you know, so I don't normally play Callaways, but bang, and it's got this kick-ass logo on it, so that's fun. You know?
Does that say interlocks?
I'm not great with like reading.
Is that a laxative?
Yeah.
Intralocks.
Yeah.
Shout out Intralocks.
Shout out Intralocks.
Send a check.
Community Golf.
I hit up
accepting
Jan.
sponsorships.
I hit up Jan at Callaway. I was like, "Don't you guys send plaques for these or something?" And he's like, "We don't do that anymore." I was like, "Just do it now."
Anyways,
That's
Anyway,
a good
whatever.
follow.
69 yards, baby.
of course, that would be the one, the 69 yarder, the Don Merkin hole-in-one.
That's it.
Anyways,
All right, let's get
Jordan,
to it.
happy to have you on. I know we've now gone deep into a hole about hole-in-ones. Let's backtrack a little bit. Maybe can you just kind of introduce yourself, give us your background, your experience with golf, and just kind of where you're at now.
Yeah. So Jordan is my name, not Jonathan. I have a first name that I don't go by, which is always a problem when like writing checks or people paying you, because my job is essentially I'm a freelance apparel and branding designer for golf. So some of the brands we all love, like Manners, Students. I own a brand called Golf Khakis. If you guys have ever seen our Instagram, Random Golf Club, Good, Sugarloaf Social Club, and the PGA Tour are kind of like my current clients. And yeah, dude, it's gonna sound nutty, but even worse than a COVID golfer, bro, I started after COVID, which like when someone tries to dog me on the comments and they're like, dude, these COVID golfers ruining the game. And I was like, I'm going to sell it to you even worse, buddy. Because guess what? I started after. I wasn't even smart enough to get into it in COVID. Like after I decided this seems like a cool game, I want to get into it. And yeah, so I kind of live in this like weird, I feel like an impersonator, because I do get to work with all these cool clients because my background is in design and like food and beverage. And so it's a very unique perspective that like that level of creative hasn't really been in golf that long, especially because you have to think like Metalwood only started in 2019. What Malbin? I can't exactly remember the date, but they all kind of like resurrected around like a certain time. So it's like golf is slow in catching up to things. So it's like in 2024 when I started like designing for golf brands, it was like they were now like seeing, oh, these brands that are bubbling are actually becoming very important to the game as a whole. And so I kind of like walked in, I waited. So big thing for me was that like I understood early on that the game was super specific, filled with so much heritage, and I wanted to learn everything. And also like I didn't want to put like a guy hitting a tee shot and he's got a putter in his hand. Like when you're creating art for these brands, you have to know about the game or you will make a very obvious dumb decision. Roll, if any of you guys have seen like what APC Golf is doing right now, homeboy chipped a golf ball into like a bag, and he had the weakest grip. It looked like he was like holding it like this, and like it was like opposite hand over, and it made literally no sense. And it's like stuff like that you can get called out pretty quickly. And I come from like a skateboarding background where like it's so like, ripping someone for like being a poser, which like is kind of a dumb thing to call someone nowadays, but it's like guys at the pro shop are bad. Go into a skate shop where you want to actively give them money and watch them treat you like a literal bag of shit on their doorstep. Like, and so I come from that background, so I get it. And so, yeah, I waited. My biggest thing was that I waited until I broke 90, which is like such a dumb, arbitrary thing to do, until I started like reaching out to golf brands to do design.
So, let's talk about that really quick.
I would say that like what you were talking about with the weak grip, I think golf might be the one space where like you can't have a poser like in the ad, like where like you could have like a guy in Nike shorts shooting a hoop and you're like, it looks like he made the shot. I don't know, whatever, or even with skate, like you're talking about, like you couldn't have some guy just out there like holding the deck and like, yeah, no, that guy, like there's no way. It's like, so there's something about that with golf. I think that it's that tradition that you talked about that cuts through even just like advertising today, where you have to really be about it. You can't just put anybody in a golf club.
Right. And I mean, it's just crazy. Those brands that you mentioned are like some of the fastest growing brands right now. I mean, if you've watched the students, and just I was talking about Sugarloaf. I mean, they just sent their collaboration with Painter and another Mackenzie bag, and they did a collaboration with students and Walker Golf things, and all of these brands that are coming up are so like individualized. And I think if you put all of those kind of in a bucket, it kind of summarizes what this podcast is. Because that was our goal, is to bring all of these people with individuality and their different backgrounds. And, like I was a skater when I was growing up. I was terrible. I was overweight and uncoordinated. So I ended up holding a camera half the time, right? But I grew up with Greg Lutzka and his brother, he's one of the greatest skaters of, that decade. So it's just kind of crazy that we have all these people from these different backgrounds that are now getting into golf, and these brands are catching on that like not everyone is Peter Millar, right?
Yeah.
And they don't need to be like Grayson tried to be different, but they were just Peter Millar with weird patterns. But now we're finally starting to see some brands, and I'm totally going to glaze golf khakis. That page was literally the reason I started wearing vintage again. I owned it a lot, but I never wore it. I was just like, I'm a member at a club where, we have obviously a dress code, and I felt like I needed to fit in, and I'm very heavily tattooed. And I'm like, I can't wear stuff that I'm going to stand out even more. In that page, I was like, you know what, this stuff is like too cool. And now I do a lot of vintage and modern just blended together. And it's kind of just become this like signature aesthetic that I have. I mean, I'm wearing Students and a Texas TaylorMade hat. It's just like I've kind of found this niche of just like blending those things together. But that page is really what like reignited my love for like late 80s and 90s golf fashion and apparel. So shout out to you for that page, because it's fucking awesome.
So when it comes to like golf apparel, right, it's got to have like a collar or an inseam or belt loops or whatever these arbitrary rules are, right? Like for different courses, you got to tuck it in. You don't at some. You can't have your hat backwards. Whatever. It's all subjective. It's kind of crazy to me. Like, we all have these different entry points, and like I didn't feel comfortable wearing the like traditional golf outfit when I started, and I was thrifting all my like vintage looks as well, which is how I even got to be like in front of Malvin at any capacity. And he put me in whatever Golf Digest. And it's like, like that, it's about being comfortable out there, but you can be like, what I like to say is like respectfully disruptive, like wear what you want, play how you want. But if you're not like destroying the course or affecting other people's game, like it shouldn't matter if I could beat you in like shorts and a tank top, like,
yeah,
I don't know.
So 2 parts. First off, so I am one of 3 people that's a part of Golf Khakis. Alex is the guy who started it. You will have never seen his face. I think like recently in the last like 6 months, he's posted a photo of himself on the Golf Khakis like Instagram. He is just like a fanatic. Like he sends me photos every day of just like random LPGA players like in the 80s. He's like, isn't this dope? I'm like, yeah, man, like, don't you have a job? Like, what are you doing? Like, and I design all day. So like, I'm always like looking at random stuff. But they brought me on in the beginning of 2025 to like do their brand identity. So their original logo was like so horrible and like did not match any of the energy of what they were doing. They brought me in early in like my golf education, but like in a prior life, I sold a bunch of Supreme. I sold a bunch of vintage. Like I was like a pretty big time like Depop seller, and like my grandpa's been posting on eBay since it started. Like he's a certified hoarder, but he like when I grew up, he owned a comic book store. So like we're talking like 5,000 square feet of collectibles, and like understanding like we didn't have a lot of money growing up. That like I thrifted a lot of my clothes. I'm 6'5", 300 pounds. I've always been like a big boy. And so like you it's hard to find like cool clothes at Zoomies when you're, 12 years old that you can not only afford, but like fit you well. And so I've always had a big love for vintage. So when we connected, we all figured out that even though all of us live in different places, we're all originally from Seattle, which was like just so serendipitous. And then after I did the identity, they were like, hey, do you want to come on as a minority owner? And I was like, yes, like you guys have like literally done so much for me, help me understand the game more and do all of that. And so I just want to shout out Alex because like he's the guy who started it and he is an absolute legend. And like he knows everyone in the game because he was posting all these crazy photos. And it's in a time where like you weren't getting recognition for stuff like that. And he just kept pushing through. And so I want to shout out my man.
Let's go, Alex. Big time.
Yeah, I mean that's huge. And I think it really does take a passion to push stuff like that because most people don't think it's cool. Yeah. At least up until like a year and a half ago, people didn't think it was cool. And this is one thing, I want to talk about is, do you think now we're seeing brands coming back? Obviously, I think everyone is trying to model after the Tiger Woods era Nike, the abstract print shirts, oversized peak polos, and the pleated pants. Do you think that vintage itself is going to lose some luster because all these brands are trying to model their current styles over what we've all had for so long?
Okay, so 2 parts to this. I think the Nike Shield that just came out has only made old Nike Shield way more desirable and has put a really bad shine on what Nike is releasing right now. I hate to be a hater. Actually, I don't. I love to be a hater. But like when you go look at old Nike Shield and you look at I took a bunch of photos of the polos like when they came out at my local shop and I was like, man, we really, really did something hard to this because even back in the day, I sold a lot of like vintage Nike Tiger Woods polos because even if you weren't into golf, he was such a cultural icon that when you saw anything with the TW on it, or especially like the old East and the West logo, you were like, yeah, let me cop that. Put that in the bag. And so even dudes that know nothing about golf were buying it back then. And so I do think that the good old stuff is going to continue to rise and be worth more money. This happens all the time in vintage for reproductions where you have a company that reproduces an army fatigue and everyone can buy it at a lower price point now. But what it does is that essentially it's that mentality of all the cream rises to the top. So those original fatigues that everyone's been remaking are now worth even more money because you're if you're a freak like me, you're get me the original. I don't want this reproduction. I want the original.
Okay. So talking vintage Nike, I don't know if you saw, but I have a second page, dress code adjacent, which I'm turning into a vintage sales and basically hard to find golf, store, resale shop. But you're talking vintage Nike. I have 3 sweatshirts that I don't know if I'll ever be able to get rid of. And I want to see if you've seen this one. They don't do this anymore. That's all embroidered, right?
Well, even the banding around?
Yeah. Oh, everything. This is everything here is embroidered. Everything.
Put it closer, okay?
Yeah. Can you go a little freaky live cam for me and flip it inside out so I can see the embroidery marking?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Do it.
Crazy. Yeah. Oh.
So that's one.
Is that a single stitch?
This one, I actually have 3 of these. Can you see that?
Okay.
What? So I have 3 of these.
Yeah.
This one is the absolute craziest, though. This is
whoa.
That's all embroidered?
That's all embroidered.
That's wild.
So it's crazy because shops will tell you they can't do that. And I'm like, they were doing this in the 90s. Let's figure it out.
100%. So
they just don't. Yeah. It takes probably too much time for them to produce one when they can make 30 of some other shit, right? Hey, real quick though, So you said Seattle. Are you in Seattle now? Where you at?
No, I'm in Central Florida now, where my wife is from. We moved back here.
I'm in Portland, so I was like, oh, let's go.
Heck yeah. What part of Portland you live in?
Well, I'm in Beaverton technically, but
Okay, come on.
Talking
Yeah,
Nike.
That's fair. I grew up in Tacoma, and so
I don't want people to know where I'm at. Oh,
yeah, that's fair.
Tacoma.
Yeah. Hold on. I'm trying. What is it called? My best friend lives in Beaverton, and he lives right next to like Sunshine Elementary, which
Mhm.
or like there's that like Sunshine something, but it's like they're like one of those elementary, middle, and high schools that's like fully laced out by Nike and like gets like all like crazy Nike lab stuff for like their athletics. So you have like middle schoolers playing soccer in like prototype Nike stuff, and he has a bunch of photos as a kid like doing track and field, like wearing the craziest Nike stuff in like the Y2K era.
So my folks' house is like 2 blocks from the Nike campus where I grew up. And my high school and all the high schools in that area, to date myself, I graduated in 98, but like every year of high school, they came and we had prototype shoes and everybody had brand new uniforms. So like all the hate they get for whatever, like they're still doing good things here, like locally and wherever else. So yeah, it's wild to live in Beaverton. Somebody that works at Nike for sure.
Oh yeah, dude, big time.
Yeah, it's
Well,
fun.
get them to stop trying to modernize the remakes of old vintage Nike. Like if they actually just tried to remake what they did, like the Shield logo comeback. Let's be honest, those like super thick stripe polos they tried to make with the Shield, and then they made everything oversized, and I'm talking way oversized. Like I think they saw like, oh, these patterns are coming back and oversized is in. Let's mix that together and then exaggerate both. I don't know. I think there's some of the stuff like the polos and the Shield logo, just like sweatshirts and vests, like windbreaker vests were nice, but a lot of it was just like it looks like they tried to do vintage, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I will say, like, from a production standpoint, so like they're already working on stuff for 2029. So the stuff you're seeing, like, so if any of you guys, I was at the PGA show because I live like 30 minutes outside of Orlando, and like you could tell like all the Nike guys had like the exclusive Shield stuff before it came out, and like you couldn't, it was like kind of an indicator. It was like the pure whites, and it was an indicator that you were working at Nike for this like event, which is cool. Don't get me wrong, but like I'm a big indicator or like a big fan of like you can't let the clothes wear you have to wear the clothes. And you saw a lot of dudes let that oversized, and it looked pretty luxe with like the the embroidery to like kind of give it that almost like not puffer, but what I'm talking about. Wear the shit out of them, like just absolutely eat them up and spit them out, because it really was like kind of a like in the 90s, it was like kind of like a dope boy, like sick, like you had to look a certain way to make it work. And it was like, we're talking this was coming out the same era as like all of like the Polo Beach stuff and like Polo Snow, what is it, Snow Patrol, or what I'm talking about. And so it's like, to recontextualize it today, it just doesn't make sense, because like that's not how we're all dressing, and it's not really participating in like the modern day culture. It's like, look at this cool stuff that we did back then.
Right. So it's obvious that you have an eye for, just silhouettes and design and stuff like that. What were some of your favorite design projects that you worked on? Like, was it brands or project specific? I mean, it may be hard to take like passion out of, golf khakis and stuff you've done with them, but there were some pretty heavy hitters that are, moving fast in the golf space that you mentioned you worked for. Is there certain projects where you're like, that was fucking cool?
Can I start like prior to golf?
Yeah, for sure.
I say no. I say no.
No.
Nope. He's the final say. Yes.
Okay. So quick little story. I walk my daughter. So I live in Florida, but I live in like a walkable city. Crazy, I know. And I walk my daughter every day to school. She's 3. And at the end of my street is a wine bar, and next door is like the local like convenience store. And it's like truly like you walk in there and it feels like you're walking into Cheers. A guy who's like born and bred in town opened a pizza joint in there, got sued by a guy in New York, and like 3 months into opening, and this is like the best pizza I'd had for a very long time. And I just came to him and I said, hey man, I'll give you branding for free as long as you can stay open, and I'll rename your pizza joint for you. So it was called Pizza Daddy, and I was able to rename it to Pizza Odyssey, and able to do the full branding. And essentially it's like a wizard, like, you know, an Odyssey is a journey. And so it's like a wizard, just like Lord of the Rings, like guiding you through this journey. And he's like got pizza with him. And it's one of those things that like I get to walk by every day and see it, and then walk home with my daughter and be like, your dad drew that. And like, to me, that's like community and legacy. That's like all I want. Like, I've gotten to the point where at like our local muni where I've told them I'm going to start making bootleg merch for you guys, because like people want shit here, and I'm just going to sell it out of the trunk before my tea time. Like,
I love that.
Same. I miss bootleg culture. That's one thing in vintage, especially vintage Nike, is bootleg culture. Like,
oh yeah.
There's someone out there, and I'm not gonna name names because there's a lot of controversy about their vintage store, but because they don't say stuff is bootleg, but I'd say used to be 60 to 80% bootleg, non-legitimate branded goods. But I think that person missed a huge opportunity to capitalize on people kind of in our generation that remember the bootleg generation that Nike and a lot of these other brands had. So yeah, I think there's an opportunity there. I love that you brought that up, and just the idea of it, I think, is awesome and hilarious at the same time.
Yeah, and I make a bunch of stupid content online. Like, you know, that's how I got into designing for a lot of these brands, was that like I knew that I didn't have a flashy resume and I didn't know everyone, but Instagram is so good about like targeting to other like little golf freaks that I was like, if I make videos showcasing that like I have a good idea, I can like, you know, work my way in there. Like, I did a video like titled, I know Manners, like the golf brand, doesn't have like a mascot, but like if they had a mascot, what would it be? And my thought process is like, oh, they're kind of elegant, but they're like a little bit rough. And I was like, a swan is that way because like if you've ever seen a swan, they look amazing from afar, but they will like literally like they can kill you, and they have killed people. And that video like got me on their list, where like they essentially DM me back. We're like, hey man, if we ever have any opportunities, like freelance opportunities, we'll add you to like our list of people, which is like a really soft way of saying like, good for you, buddy, but we'll probably never hire you. And then like 3 months later, I got a DM from Luke, who's the creative director and founder of Manners. And he's like, yo, do you want to like do a project for us? And I was like, hell yeah. Like right now, like I would love to.
That's amazing, man. Congratulations. It's great when you like care about something and it's seen by other people, you know, it's validating, right? So congrats to you experiencing that. And I think like people should just go for it, right? Whatever it is, just go for it. Put yourself out there. You never know who's looking or watching, you know. So
that's how this whole thing started. We're 4 months into an idea that was like, you know, I wasn't even in the initial conversations. I just kept bugging Eddie enough, and he was like, hey, we have a segment for you, that turned into just me being on every week. But this started out as like there's really nothing just for the community with no like end game, right? Yeah. It's like every event or all of these things were meant to be revenue driving or promote something. It was like, we just need something just for the community where people can come together from all backgrounds and just do their thing in the golf space. And that's what this started as. And we're here 4 months later, and we have guests every week, and it's a blast. And I look forward to it every week. It's awesome.
Golf is the vehicle that like brings us all together, right? But we all are like have our individual passions, and it's fun to share that with people. I kind of look at like, you know, the golf course is like, for some people, it's like the locker room that they lost, or the hanging out at the skate park with their homies, or like whatever. It's like, and then like why there's so much like skate and snowboard people coming to golf now. It's like you work so hard to land like one trick, and it's kind of like when you finally hit one good golf shot, everybody's stoked. You know, it's kind of like, to me, it's very similar, and I think that's why. But it's still collective. It's individual, but together. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know, said that right, but I was trying to audition for Hallmark cards right there. But
you guys know the story
real
about
quick,
dunes, right?
what's up, money?
Just real quick, Play 18 for Fun asks, what other brands besides just Nike are good golf vintage clothes?
Jordan, you want to go first?
But-
This is so opinionated. I'll let you go, and like vintage brands that you think are good options, or
Okay.
you know that you enjoy.
Izod before Lacoste, fire, absolutely great. First golf polo I ever bought. Funny little side story. I had never like owned a polo, so when I started golfing, I was golfing in the Dickies like work shirt. Dickies work shirt, Dickies pants, like full, like this is all the clothes I had, and like at the Muni. And so people were like, what the fuck is this dude doing? And I would
change the transmission, and now he's got a T-top.
Yeah. And then it would get hot because I live in Florida. So I would take it off and I'd be tank top Dickies with like a full thing of back hair, and like was like, oh yeah, this is cool. Like I'm fine. Like, dude, they don't care. I'm like, I'll beat the bricks off someone in the parking lot if they give me an attitude. And it's like,
you got Donnie swooning over there.
We're absolutely brothers, bro. I worked at the golf course out here as a greenskeeper, is how I got my entry into golf. And like, it's like whatever, you could wear denim or the outfit you're describing. And I would get off work and I'd be in a tank top and I'd be shooting all my videos, and I didn't know like that's not okay, you know? So it's like, fuck it. Like, I'm the greenskeeper, say something, you know, like whatever. But I love that. And I'll fight you in the parking lot too. So that's fine. You know, I love you, Ben. I love you.
Anyways, good vintage brands.
Yes, I'm so sorry. Okay, so
that fucked me up, man.
For me, it's always going to be Izod first, and then from that point, I don't buy, like, I like some of the new brands, but I don't buy any of them at full price. I always buy like an older version. I have a weird admiration towards Holderness and Bourne. Like, I actually like truly like HMB is like, to me, like so sick, and I will not give them my money to like, you know, spend 145 on a polo, but they're banging out for $30 on eBay from like all the dopest courses across the country. And like, I'm like, yeah, man, like sometimes I wear like I wear a vest, and if it's got like a place I haven't played, it's like just zip the vest up and we're good to go. So H&B is another one that I'll shout out, just because like you can love Peter Millar, and you can also find great Peter Millar at like Ross and then like on eBay. But then it's mainly, I love old polo, of course, dude. That's just like, you know, it's got to be. And then I think that what's slept on is Adidas. Like vintage Adidas is great. Like good vintage Adidas. Like a lot of them have the 3 stripe. A lot of them look like what you saw Metalwood release this last year. And instead of them going for, you know, 59 to like $90 per polo, it's like they're going for like $9 to $40, and like it's still giving you that like the vintage sportswear look you're going for. And then final sleeper is old Asics or Mizuno.
So Lefties vintage. You want some Mizuno? I don't know if you follow Lefties. He's out in California. He is the vintage Mizuno god. He actually posted a corduroy Mizuno golf strap back today.
Ooh,
I mean, it's absurd. Follow him if you like vintage Mizuno.
That's good.
Sorry to get sidetracked. I have one answer to this, Ryan, to your question. I have my favorite brand, and I actually have a video coming out about this next week. There's a brand that's been trying to get back into golf, in Bryson DeChambeau is the face of this company, and I think they could make a massive resurgence if they went back to what they did in the 90s, and that is Reebok Golf. I have been buying an absurd amount of Reebok golf polos. If you go through my Instagram, probably 50 or 60% of my recent golf videos, I've been wearing their abstract 90s print. They were so sick, and that is becoming so popular right now. And no one was doing it like them. Nike's abstract prints in the 90s were way different. These were like, I bought one, I put it on the other day, and I told my wife, I said, I look like a 90s Taco Bell, and I love it. It's like turquoise and purple and black, and I'm like, this is insane. It's awesome. Reebok could fully come back, become super relevant again in golf if they just did like a heritage, call it a heritage line, and just re-release all those old polos. The key is it cannot turn into these plastic blend polos. Like it has to stay like traditional cotton to get the same vibe. And I think Reebok could become a major player in the space again if they tried to do a vintage resurgence. That's my take on that one.
My answer would be whatever fits and you feel comfortable in.
Yep.
You know, like I wouldn't chase. I mean, all of the answers are great, and I agree with them. However, like, you know, if it feels good, run it. You know, but you can find weird shit at the thrift shop. Like it's just some off brand. You know, I like finding weird shit. You know, but
I mean that's how it all starts. I forget who I was talking to. I was talking to someone at my club, and we were talking about when I played high school golf. We didn't have a lot of money, man. Like I played the same hand-me-down clubs from the time I was 8 until I graduated high school, and I was on the high school golf team. I was at varsity 3 years. But like I always wanted to wear something different, and we played all these like super preppy schools. So everyone was wearing Abercrombie cargo shorts and polos and puka shell necklaces. I went to the thrift store and I would buy the plaid pants that went with someone's grandpa's suit, and I'm wearing plaid, vintage pants to golf. Like we were the only team that didn't have team polos, right? Like we were that team. We showed up in like a commuter van. But yeah, I've kind of always just been that way, wanting to be a little bit different and just have my own style, but still blending it with, current fashion. So some things never change.
So when you're playing in Florida, it's like primarily wearing shorts down there. Like, I mean, it's hard to wear like vintage pants down there, I imagine, right? It's just everybody wears shorts down there or what?
So I've got a little bit of a cheat code for shorts and then for pants. So I do like a pant look. I just feel better in it. Like I grew up in the Northwest. Like I love pants. Like I've always worn pants. I was that guy when I got here to Florida. I was like, raw denim, baby. Don't worry. Like we'll break it even quicker down here. We got a couple of raw denim heads over here that like also are like committed to it. And I just like, we're both sweating our asses off, and it's like, we're good, dude. Like it's all worth the pain. But so if you're a big boy, the one thing I will say for shorts is vintage Boy Scout shorts. They come in every single size. They are always that like perfect cotton green. They fit amazing, and they have 2 front latch pockets on them that are like button pockets with like that classic like brass embossed like Boy Scouts logo on it. Those are great because they have loops. You can get away with wearing them. Also, green is like such a transferable color to the rest of your outfits. And then I am a fan of the other 2 that I will always do is vintage Brooks Brothers. The longer the better, because that means I can get them up in a bigger size because I'm a 38-40. And so I go buy double or like pleated Brooks Brothers shorts, and then I take them to my girl and I have her bring them back to 5.5 inches. So she references like my baggies from Patagonia, which like I think like fit me the best. And she just like knows every time. So anytime I bring her a short, she knows exactly what length to do it. And then that, and then I'm wearing a new pair that I actually really love. And I think if you're like in any size, Duckhead apparel, you've definitely seen a lot of their vintage stuff on like over shirts and like moleskin shirts. They're doing shorts right now. I'm wearing their like collaboration with Realtree Camo, and they are the best part of a cotton short with 2% spandex in it and a wide enough leg opening or a wide enough like thigh opening that like I can rock them, which is a big deal. And those are like easily accessible on hand. You can go buy at the store. Pants though, pants are a little bit harder. I will always go, I will look for the closest thing to like a summer weight. So that's like 100% cotton, linen. And I'll try to find those at the thrift store first. And then again, when you're a big boy, you can spend anywhere from $5 to $15 on pants at the thrift store, and then another $25 at the tailor, and you've got a perfect pair of pants. Like that's, you're in cheaper than like the Abercrombie pant that everyone's wearing right now. But if it's really hot and I still want to wear pants, there is a model from Uniqlo that does, it's just literally called like the wide leg trouser. And that goes from size 28 to 42 online. And they're $49. And I bought them in 3 colors 2 years ago. And I wear them probably, twice a week. And those are like it's either like Source Vintage or Uniqlo online has never let me down for, putting pants on.
Uniqlo is grossly underrated. Adam Scott, I mean, it's obviously what he wears, but just from an overall like basics perspective, when I lived out in California, they had a store at the mall there, and it was the first time I'd seen a Uniqlo, and I went in and it was like, it's all your basics, but like the cuts are so good. Materials are great, and cost is there. And Don, can I just say, out of all weeks for Eddie and Rafa to miss, I don't know if this pod is the same, because they would have. I don't know. Can we dress them one day and just see how that turns out?
How do you mean, like put them in a vintage look, not just like?
Yeah, I'm just saying. I don't know. I don't know if this conversation goes this direction. If we had the full gamut here today,
But that's why things happen the way they do, and it's beautiful, And I'm happy to talk about it because it's I, for a while when I was, doing the buckets, I was like always Malden. Now I get to like, I'm uncovering. So I like forgot I had this hypercolor shirt. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna wear that. Like I'm finding things that I had, and it's like, I don't know. I think it's fun to be expressive on the golf course, like look good, feel good, play good, and then like be like respectfully disruptive. Like just wear what you want, but whatever, if you're going to a country club, play by the rules. If you're getting invited there, play by the rules. You can dress it up. But if you want to play untucked at the Muni, like do it. And
that's my whole thing. That's why I say it. I'm always dress code adjacent. I'm never violating. I'm just dress code adjacent, right next to it, never crossing the line. But yeah, I think golf is just such an expressive game, and I think we mention this or something to the tune of this every week. But it's an expressive game. You play individually, and you should be able to express yourself, outwardly how you would off the golf course. But just looking at time, we're at an hour, so I want to do a quick trip really quick.
Just do it.
Jordan, you're more than welcome to stay on and finish out with us if you want. I don't know if you have prior commitments, but Don, what's up?
Well, who's your favorite luchador of all time? You.
I don't have a favorite luchador.
Yeah, you have to have one.
Oh, damn it, dude. Oh.
I should have prepped you. Sorry.
The options are La Parka, Jive La Parka. There you go.
Now, everyone says Nacho Libre as the default.
You don't have to answer it. I'm a big wrestling nerd. I just always like to put people on the spot. If you don't like wrestling, that's fine.
Jive La Parka.
That's a great answer. That's a great answer. Look it up. Jive La Parka.
Jive La Parka. That's one of those things that I think I missed a little bit because I didn't get those wrestling toys were kind of expensive as a kid. And I was like, I don't know what that I was buying like tech decks, and that was like everything to me. And I feel like when everyone was playing like with like the Also because like my viewpoint of toys is so different because my grandfather's like a legitimate collector. So it's like
Mhm.
you look at like I've looked at these like very amazing first edition toys that are like if I opened them, I would be crucified in the store. And
Okay.
so like when I like to like, you know, for enjoyment, it was like, no, we don't do anything related to that. Like I don't get Spider-Man toys, I don't do wrestling toys because like, you know, my
Yeah.
grandpa's been collecting every like dude, he had world like crazy World War II stuff to like every single original pressing of like the Beatles albums signed by
Let's
every
go.
single person, like to like original Playboys to like original Spider-Man, like create like he closed that store in 2004 and has been selling off his collection. Still today, there's a guy that pays him $5,000 a month to send him like a certain allotment every month of his entire collection. Like that's how vast it was and like how much
Wow.
this stuff is worth.
Wow.
Like
That's amazing. I have a minor vinyl collection myself, a couple of first pressings and stuff. But yeah, it's collecting is a beautiful thing, and it's fun to watch. That's cool. Thanks for sharing all that. That's like I think collecting. You mentioned it like playfully as hoarding, but I think like collecting is like a real thing. And it's hard to get. Like AK's not going to get rid of those sweatshirts, right? And he's going to end up having them forever,
At least
right?
I'll at least
And
keep
so,
one of each. There will be
Yeah.
duplicates that I'll sell because I don't want what I don't want to do is keep other people from enjoying them, but I'll keep one of each.
we'll see.
Anyways, my new hoard is ping hoofer bags. That's become a problem. I bought 4. Well, I've bought 3 in the past 2 weeks. I've had the one, but thank you for your help on that. Anyways, moving on, we'll finish out the day. Equip Drip. Normally, this is where we talk about golf apparel trends, new brands, stuff like that. I think we've covered that thoroughly today. And honestly, I just don't feel like talking about equipment today. So I'm going to do a little something different. Father's Day is this month. It's officially June. I started a segment. I'm in through 2 parts of the 3 in the video segment of basically Father's Day gifts that golf dads really want. So we're all dads here. So it'd be great to get everyone's opinion. I'll just start with the 3 things that are in my video series. First was custom divot tool and ball marker set from Clubs Handmade. If you guys don't know Cousin Clubs in California, he does amazing stuff. I have a bunch of his tools. So you get these handmade pouch, divot tool, custom ball marker, bag tag. It is just the coolest thing. Yes, we all have divot tools and ball markers. Most of them suck. This is a really good opportunity to get that golf dad something that's personalized and also super useful that he'll use a lot. My second suggestion was custom head covers. I don't know why, but just the head covers that come with the clubs drive me crazy. And I've always really that's just another expressive way of kind of showing your personality in golf. And I had the great privilege of meeting Ross Didell. He's a caddy at Banded Dunes, also owns Roscoe Golf. He makes the coolest head covers. They're all Harris tweed. Actually, some of them are Pendleton fabric, but he's got some in stock on his website, but does a lot of really cool custom stuff, custom embroidery on the top. Those are really, really cool. Again, something where if you got that for a golf dad, I think they'd be more than happy and super stoked on it. The last is kind of a fashion piece, but belts. I think that's one thing that, a lot of golfers don't spend enough money on. Really, really nice belts. So Jacob Hill leather here in North Carolina. All exotic skins, this alligator. You can actually see the spikes on there and then the little lizard. Obviously, I've gotten a few from him, but just something really, really cool that's different that he probably won't spend money on, but will really, really enjoy when he has it. So those are my 3 gifts for the golf dad on Father's Day. I want to kick over to you guys. Everyone's got different things they enjoy, so I'm excited to see what you guys would be into for Father's Day. Donnie, you want to kick it off?
Well, I guess Cameron's on me. Well, I just received these C golf balls in the mail. Shout out to Confetti. These showed up. If you're gonna get golf balls, get these ones. That's the jam seed. But no, I think real talk, the belt, like that hit home for me. I've been trying to find a new belt. So, but I don't know. It's always tough, right? Because I kind of everything that I want, like for golf, I have. Like if I want it, I just get it. You know, like
Right.
it's hard to buy for me. But I think yeah, something that's every day. I think personalized ball markers, stuff like that. If you have kids, like I have one that says like "Nice shot, Dad." You know, I never get to use it, but like, you know, like I have it. But like, yeah, I have one of the cousin clubs ones. That stuff's great. Like it's yeah. I think I don't know. I'm just rambling, but I think the belt's a good answer, and I think a good hat is always a good answer. Like, uh, it doesn't have to be golf related. It could just be something
Right.
like maybe a mount for the phone, like for your phone on the golf cart, or like a charger or a speaker, something to amplify how they enjoy golf. You know, it doesn't need to be like a club or a ball or a. But I think
Yeah.
the accessories are fun, or a nice towel. You know, something they're going to use every day. You know.
Yep. Yeah, I think the default strategy when I kind of was making that series is like, what is some really, really cool stuff that most guys won't spend the money on, but would absolutely think is super dope if someone got it for them, right? Because none of
Mhm.
that stuff is like really cheap, but it makes for an awesome gift because you're super stoked on it because they're cool. They can all be personalized to you, you know, the head covers, the ball markers, the belts, like all of them can be personalized in style to that individual. It's not one thing that like is trying to suit everyone in golf, right? So
Yeah,
yeah, that
like
was kind of my approach.
yeah.
But I know Jordan, you had a really great take on Father's Day celebration. But what about the gifts?
Dude,
What would kind of be on your list?
Okay, so I'm going to start off real easy, slow ball. Soft spikes, 2 bags. I can't tell you how many times you're like, okay, I got a cool round coming up, and you flip over your, you know, you're cleaning your shoes, and you flip over, and you're like, oh shit, dude, half these are cooked. Like, I need to replace these, and you tell yourself for 6 months that you need to replace them until one of them like really falls off, or like you can feel you slipping. Those I think are just like an easy, like soft throw where you're like, hey, like I know you won't get these for yourself because you never replace these. Like, here's some more soft spikes. I know it sounds a little odd, but mainly in my life, I would be like, oh hell yeah, baby, like let's go. A couple
I like
other
that
things
answer.
That is sick.
For me, and this is gonna sound like a real dad thing, but like I don't. The only reason that the rangefinder industry has not collapsed is because people lose them, and no one will build a rangefinder with built-in GPS that you have for like Find My Phone with like Find My Rangefinder, and no one is doing a rangefinder where it's etched out so you can put an air tag in it. But air tags are another simple one where it's like, oh, dude, I just like it's not like money is tight or anything, but it's like, oh, I don't really need to go spend $65 today on like air tags, but like also like I need this shit for my phone and my rangefinder and my car keys. And so like that's another like really, really practical one. But this is kind of the oddball one that I wanted to get into, and is going to be more of like an Etsy scenario, is that you need to scope through your dad's office and like see what he's collecting from nice courses. Some people, it's like the Smathers and Branson like key fob. For other
Mhm.
people, it's a golf ball. For some people, it's a ball marker. And you need to go to Etsy and try and find someone who's making like an elevated version of that. And your present is just to redo something in their office, their like golf office, with that piece of material, so that like it's displayed better. I think about like a lot of us collect like the Seamus Golf like ball markers, but it's like, dude, those just like sit in a well, actually I have kind of a tight one. I have a Stream Song visor that's like actually built in to be like an ashtray. And like I throw all my ball markers right there, but I want to look at them because I would love to like before I'm about to go out for like a round, I would love to just like swap one for the other instead of them sitting in my valuables bag or like sitting in a pile. So it's like little stuff like that where it's like they're already collecting amazing things, because I don't know a single person that's going to go to a nice course and not get a polo or not get something along those lines. And then my last and final thing, because you will use this gift forever, is, and this is going to sound real country club of me, the Hudson Sutler waxed shoe bag is unbelievable. Like the best thing I've ever seen. Throw it in your car, beat the crap out of it. It just ages so well. Don, you being from the Northwest, it's very Filson coated. And it's that wax canvas, just like Cmnty. And like, dude, that thing is just gonna beat up. They're gonna monogram your name on it. And like, I know that sounds like a kind of a dumb dad gift, but truthfully, that is one of those things that you will use a bunch. And like, think about the person that got you that every time you pull your shoes out of your bag to play. And those are the type of gifts I always want to give. Where it's like, oh, sorry.
No, go. I completely agree with it. I think the shoe bag is a great idea. Like, that's a great gift. Like, whether it's that one that you're talking about, or like and possibly like a travel bag if they travel, like for your golf bag, like a travel bag, that'd be cool too. But sorry to cut you off, brother. I think the shoe bag is a great call. So many, like, it's so great to like have all your stuff in there, or a little valuables pouch or something.
Yeah, dude, even if like your dad like collects polos, like, dude, you can get custom hangers like with their name on it. Dude, grab a couple custom hangers like for the closet, and they'll put their fire polos from, like wherever they play, they're going to hang them on there. And so it's like, you just got to think about what they do and think if you can take it like an extra step further and show that you support like their insane addiction and hobby.
That's awesome. Those are all things that I never would have thought of that are all super sick or convenient. Because, like you said, I think the common theme is stuff you wouldn't buy for yourself. Because I think one thing I've noticed with anyone who's grossly obsessed with golf is you buy everything you want that's golf related. So it becomes very hard to buy something for a golf dad. Because one, it's going to be a golf gift because it's your obsession. It's your love. It's what you love to do. So the gift is going to be around golf. So this is like such a good list of things that I think anyone would be super stoked to get, either because it's super unique, super convenient, or money you just wouldn't spend on that particular type of thing.
I received this. I received this from my family. It's the map of the United States, and it's got like all the courses because my daughter asked me indirectly, and I gave up all the info. And so they had like all the spots where I had played.
That's so sick.
That's awesome.
Yeah, but and then you can add to it, but it's pretty cool. Like those kind of things, like you're saying, something you wouldn't buy. I would never buy that for myself, but I love it. So
yeah, and I think you gave me a really, really cool idea. And you talk about what people buy at golf courses, and I stopped buying the polos because I would wear them out, or they just sit in the closet and I never wear them at all, and I like don't get to appreciate them. I'm notorious for losing ball markers, especially in a scramble. I've lost infinite ball markers. So I started doing flags. So if you've ever watched my videos, my whole backdrop is all golf flags, and I probably have, I don't know, I mean, I still have another one here I need to put up. There's a pile from Bandon I need to put up, but I always get golf flags. And you gave me a really cool idea. I was just talking about Etsy, and I don't know if anyone does it, but you either have a custom golf flag made or like have your kids draw on a golf flag. That'd be the coolest thing. It would be my favorite one in my office. If my son like drew his own like logo of me or whatever on a plain golf flag, that would be my favorite. It's stuff like that that's just super unique and kind of on brand. But
that would be cool.
Yeah.
Or branded golf balls with a drawing from your kids or something like that. A lot of fun stuff, like personal touches like that. Yeah.
Can I share something of the so I've been buying like pin flags as well. And something I saw in someone's office was that they took these, like, essentially it looks like, the key fob that you can buy from Smathers and Branson that like everyone has at a nice course. It's like that, but they're leather. and they shoved a club in between those, and they hung it on their wall.
Yep.
And then they like used essentially like little like S hanger hooks.
Yep.
And they like pinned all the flags like that so that you could like look at them and talk about it. And it's like, oh dude, I'm literally like, I just got a new office. Like I'm literally doing that as soon as I can, because it's like, I retired my 4-iron. I'm playing blades. I shouldn't be, but I retired my 4-iron, and it's like an old vintage, like Bridgestone J36s. Those things are butter blades. But I'm going to use that instead of like because like I do love vintage golf, but like it's my office. It should be about me. And so it's like, I'm going to use the old like the blade Bridgestones that I have, and then stack some of the flags that I've been carrying. That way I can take it off. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. I love Rory McIlroy. I figured out that my wife was pregnant the day he won the Masters and completed the career Grand Slam with twin daughters. I tried so hard to get one of them to be named Rory. Didn't happen.
Too bad Ralph is not here.
Yeah, I had to go. Well, this is going to be so fraudulent. I had to go on that like Burner Masters website where you can buy merch and buy a pin flag from that year that I have, that I will bring with me to wherever there's a chance to see him and have him sign it. Like, I do not give a shit that I was not there. Like, I want that in my collection, because in 20 years, it will be less about that he completed the career Grand Slam for me, and more of that, like, that was the weekend that I figured out that I was going to be welcoming 2 kids instead of 1, which like changed my life forever.
That's beautiful. Thank you for sharing that. That's I have 2 daughters. They're not twins, but like being a father, like, it changes you, and having 2 at the same time is beautiful, man. Congratulations to you. And only the toughest are tested, so that's why we are all fathers. You know what I mean?
And now, on that note, I'll give a shout out to my member partner. I know I mentioned that kicks off tomorrow. He's got 4 girls, 7, 5, and 1-year-old twin girls. So full house of girls. Shout out Pards. I have 1 boy. I have no idea what that's like being a girl dad. So
I'll tell you this. I would like, if my daughter watches this, Kaylee, if you're looking to give me a gift for Father's Day, I'm going to need about 8 strokes from you next time we play. So she's too good. It's bullshit.
Is that per side, or what's going on there?
Just at any time I decide I want 8, I get them. So it could be on a hole.
Yeah.
Like I could blow up and like, I need them right now.
Yeah.
I'm gonna cash them in right now.
Just rip it off. So basically, just ripping them off whenever.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I might leverage a few more than 8 now that I think about it. But yeah. If you guys don't do this, by the way, I employ this. It's called a dad tax. So you can just take any part of their food or whatever at any time and just look at them and say dad tax. Just deal with it. You're teaching them about taxes. It's a great learning lesson. Yeah.
It's like all the toppings that fall off a pizza, that's dad stuff.
Yeah, for sure.
Once it's off the pizza, that's no longer yours. That's dad territory.
The dad tax. It's going to happen.
Oh, yeah, dude. That's why I'm 30 pounds heavier than when I started having kids.
That's it.
I'll get you. I've eaten more chicken nuggets than I ever have in my life, and couldn't be happier.
Yeah.
Shout out Dino Nuggets.
Dude, the Costco Dino Nuggets, unreal. In that orange and blue, like real 90s style bag. Unreal.
Yeah, they're tapping in. They know who they're selling to.
Yeah, me.
The kids don't buy them. The kids don't buy them. They're just like, we want them. And you're like, I see it. That visual marketing gets it. You get it as a designer, like you're trying to deliver a message and create engagement, right? So whether that's grabbing the Dino Nuggets or buying a golf club,
Okay. So. AK, did you know this? So we're both, me not being from the Northwest. Do you know why it's called Kirkland Signature?
I have no idea.
I had mentioned this in like passing the other day. I was like, oh yeah, it's because it's the name of their, like, the city that they're in for their original location is Kirkland, Washington.
Huh.
Like it's just the name of the city. Like they were just
Mhm.
like, it's our signature, which is like dope that it's like transcendent. Like you see it on like the back of putters and like the fake like P790s, like, and you're like, oh yeah, that's just like a weird, very wealthy town in like, the north, and it's become worldwide and everyone knows it and they rock the logo. But like, yeah, man, it's just the city. And the guy I was
Huh.
talking to was like, oh, I never knew that.
I had no
Mhm.
idea either. I would have assumed it was like a founder's name or something,
Yeah, they're like we make soy sauce, we make chicken nuggets, golf
Golf
clubs.
clubs,
You get anything Kirkland brand. It's pretty sick.
vacations, whatever.
Tires.
Yeah.
And $1.50 hot dog.
The
And
beauty of that is that he won't change it.
No, I love it.
That's
Yeah.
Costco, though.
Yeah.
For sure.
Oh, yeah.
Costco is not loved down here in the Southeast, which is probably one of the hardest parts about being here.
I'm in North Carolina. We love Costco.
I know, but the thing is that like when you say the Southeast, you don't mean anything other than Florida. Like you just mean people are just trying to find a nicer way to say Florida. Like, and I'm like, I get it. It's very true. But dude, I mean, the first house that I have a core memory in is now a Costco parking lot. Like, dude, they run the Northwest, and they're every like, dude, there's one in every single minor city. It's like the first thing they put in before they do a development is like, yo, there's a Costco here. Now we can build, 25,000 houses. But in Florida, it's Sam's Club, and I'm going to be honest with you, Sam's Club is awful. Same mentality, but just 10 times worse. And like every single problem, when you go to Costco and you're like, man, like if they didn't have this figured out, this would be an awful experience. That's Sam's Club. Like I went to get my battery replaced there. 4 hours they made me sit in that Sam's Club. Like,
have you ever? I've nenever left a Costco going, that sucked.
For sure.
Never once.
Financially.
Well, certainly. I mean, you're not gonna like everything. Yeah, that if you're worried about that going in there, you shouldn't even have walked in. Okay.
Yeah, you're spinning.
You're like, get past the TVs, okay, and then go.
Yeah, dude. Because I'm spending $30 on G2 pilot pens because I'm getting 40 of them. Like,
why wouldn't you?
Yeah, of course I need toilet paper. And then you're like, give me that. I was in the biggest depressive state of my life, and I was eating a coffee crumble muffin from Costco and a Dole strawberry kiwi every day, and chain smoking cigarettes outside of my community college. And so now I like yearn to have another, because like there's no Costco around here, to have like that like classic like crumble muffin from Costco. I miss it.
If you want it, send me your address off air, and I will air it to you, brother. It's coming.
I just need to go touchdown in Mecca. I gotta be 10 toes down in Kirkland.
Say less. I'll come up. There is a golf event going on August 16th at Chambers Bay for Malvin Buckets Cup. So if you're 15 handicap or lower, you can play, or just take 15 if you're higher. I think that's right.
Yeah,
yeah, you can just play off of 15.
I didn't know they were doing Chambers. I should have seen that.
August 16th, I believe.
Yeah,
that's the best time of the year to be there too.
It is.
Seriously, no joke. But I'm like, it breaks my heart that I didn't golf when I lived in Washington. Like, it destroys me because I think about how many times I would run Chambers Bay, like the park, and like my graduation party was there. I've been to like a billion baby showers there. I've seen like the Lone Tree, and I've just like not given a single shit about it like for my entire life. And to think about it now that like, oh, I was just running like next to them. I lived super close to it at one point, never really made a difference to me. Like, I'm like, wow, I was so much wasted opportunity there. Like, I really wish someone just told me to get into golf.
I haven't played Bandon yet, so take that. And I live in Oregon.
Peter Lim in the comments saying he leaves Costco thinking nothing but that line sucked. He said Sam's Club scan and go is legit. Just saying.
That's
don't
just
know.
about the
I need to
checkout
ask him though,
process.
Peter, which is better? Which has better tequila? Is the Kirkland tequila better, or what is it? Sam's Choice? Do they have a tequila? I don't know. Drop in the comments. Let us know which tequila is better. I wouldn't know because I'm in an ABC state and they can't sell liquor at anything other than ABC stores, so I wouldn't know.
Dude, that's such a monopoly. Like, that's.
Oh yeah. Don, you look confused.
No, I don't. Well, I don't think you can buy. I don't drink anymore for everybody's safety, by the way. And I don't think you can buy liquor at Costco in Oregon.
Oh, really?
You can only buy it at liquor stores because of the Oregon liquor OLCC. Like, you can't buy it at the grocery. You can buy beer or whatever, but you can't.
That's right. We were just that was on our way to Bandon. That's right. We had to go to the liquor store, and then we got beer and wine at the grocery store. But it's like
that's
here.
all fine.
But like in Wisconsin, okay, Peter said Costco has the better tequila, so I think that's
well, he's the authority on the subject. So thank you, Peter Lim.
Him and Jay Choi on bargain tequilas. So
I have to buy a lot of I buy my formula at Sam's Club because when you got twins, you got to really like think things through. Scan and Go is really nice, but their drive up, like pick up an order delivery, the worst. There are a ton of, I know this doesn't really matter to most people, but I miss, like, as someone who grew up with like an executive membership with the star on it. My dad had a business. Like, dude, I was at that business. Like, so there are Costco's and then there are business Costco's. If you've ever banged out at a business Costco, you understand how good life could be. Like, we were grocery shopping at the business Costco because like my dad was putting on his business credit card in the middle of the financial crisis while we were losing everything. But brother, I had so many like chimichangas that you could like buy in this like huge that and like Jimmy Dean breakfast sandwiches. Oh baby, let me tell you, that's a little Birdman hand rub. Let me tell you, I was standing there.
I see that. A little nostalgia rip there for you.
Big Timers reference. Is that what that was? A Big Timers reference? Talking about Birdman?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little late 90s hip hop. Love it. Peter did say the Sam's Club golf gloves are way better, though. I don't know if we can put that out in the ether. I don't want to start a riot.
Way good. Love them. Cabria leather.
Cabretta.
Sure. I don't know. I don't think golf brands that are cool should make gloves. I think you should leave it up to the big OEMs because you spend, an extra $20 to get like your cool friend's logo. And the glove is actually like not as good as like the cheaper logo from like, nothing really beats like the classic like FootJoy like glove.
Okay. I am going to plug Pier golf gloves, PUR3. You can get them on Amazon, 3 for $40, or you can order direct from them, but they have the standard white ones. They're AAA Cabretta leather. You get standard white, you can get blue, red, you can get like British racing green, you can get Italian leather brown, but they also have build your own custom gloves. And I think they're like 2 for $40, and you can pick the color, the stitch, you can put any logo you want on it. So Pier golf gloves, they are actually really, really good. And very similar price to the Costco's and Kirkland's, and an extra 15% off if you use code CRASH15. So there you go.
Hey, hats off, literally.
Sorry, I don't go hats off. I don't have the Letty for that, but
hey, I did no ball. I love to be proven wrong. That's also, side note, perfect Father's Day gift. Get their name on the glove. That's one that you won't lose and let fly out the cart. You'll turn back around and grab it. That FootJoy one, I'm letting that thing burn in the fairway. Like, time to get another.
All right.
I would say the Velcro on the Pure Golf glove that I also have works great on the bag. I only use it when I play street golf. I don't wear a golf glove on the golf course because I tend to lose them. I think it looks good on the bag. It's more of an accessory. I let people know that's the golf glove I would use if I used one. You know what I mean? So, but have you heard of street golf? Urban golf? Yeah, it's great. It's on it. It looks great. Urban Golf. You ever heard of that? We do that up here in Portland.
I can infer by name you guys play in the street.
Yeah, we play 9 holes in downtown Portland in the produce district, and every Thursday, Muni kids put it on, and it's like a gathering of the people. Everybody's welcome. They have all the clubs. We play with foam golf balls, but
okay.
Yeah, it's fun. Check it out. If you're ever up in the Northwest again, come check it out.
I need to return home. It's just too hard. 3 kids on an airplane, 6.5 hours is
say less, brother.
Yeah.
Muni Kids is a streetwear brand. Also, they make head covers and clothing. Check them out. Muni Kids, MUNI Kids.
I feel like I've seen that. I know Muni Kids, but like I feel like I've seen the random. Did someone like big sponsor them for one of their street like a Mercedes or someone that was like a bigger deal?
Lexus event in Atlanta.
They came to Atlanta. They did it there with a Malbon event. It was like a pre-event, like social event.
Yeah.
And I think Pabst was a sponsor as well, and Red Bull, and
I saw the Pabst one. That's what it was.
And they've done some other stuff in like Detroit. They're moving around the country a little bit, but home base is
I
here.
love that.
Yeah, it's fun.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
We have a guy who got famous online for just he was menacing our beach town by just like standing in the most popular spot in town, like on the main street, and he would just hit a full-fledged, like, Pro V1 just into the air and then walk away. Like just full menace, like into buildings. And like he was doing it in like Tampa, St. Pete. He did it in Orlando. And it's like all you could see was, great swing, honestly. And
you better.
Yeah. But he was just sending them. And could never see his face, but the video would end when you heard the ball breaking something, which is like, obviously, if you've ever played a course near houses, that's your biggest fear. And I was like, this guy's just pure chaos. Like, we're talking like middle of Main Street. It'd be like doing it on Burnside. You know what I mean? Or
no, I hear it. Yeah, I was just like down underneath it's like a block or two. Our first tee box is like a block or two from the skate park. So like we're right there. It's like 3rd and Oak, but at that time there's not a lot of traffic, and we just play with foam balls. But yeah, but you got like 30 people out there with golf clubs. Like it's pretty wild. So,
dude, we used to go there first day of the year. That was me and my brother's tradition. Was we would get up first thing in the morning, catch the 6 a.m. Amtrak from Tacoma to Portland, get it out of the station, and then just skate the entire day, and then catch the 6 p.m. back to Tacoma. And that was every first day, like for probably 5 or 6 years, that was what we did New Year's Day. And let me tell you, New Year's Day at 9 a.m. in like right out of the station at Portland is a special blend of like bad decisions and chaos.
You know the city well enough, like you come off the bridge, it's like the Hawthorne Steel Bridge, whatever, where it like loops around over on the So the city is like a huge project that's going to become a giant skate park. They're like,
really?
Yeah, you can look it up, but they're gonna because it's an unused area, and so they're gonna just turn it into a massive skate park. I think it's like I don't want to missay the number, but it's big. Look into it. If it's going to be beautiful. You might be able to do some design stuff for it or something. But
did they rip over there? I love they're doing that. It's probably done by this company called Grind Kings, which does like all the big like skate parks, and they're revolutionizing. It's like, they are the Pete Dye of like skate park builders. And so it's like, it's so it's like so unique, a little bit different, but also like people have taken it and are like incredibly inspired by it. But yeah,
I never thought about like that, like correlation, like, and then some unis are just like DIY fucking spots. Some guy just like some dude just like pushed up a bunch of greens like somewhere, like, yeah, we got 9 holes, dude.
Those, the skate parks that are inside of like housing developments where they all look the same. It's like the metal ramps that come in.
Mm-hmm.
That's like when someone says like this is like a Donald Ross course. It was like, designed by Donald Ross, which is like if you live in Florida is like a key to that. Like he probably sent like 3 template holes, and then they just had some Joe Schmo build it and just say it was built by Donald Ross. And so it's like I play it like my Muni is like a Donald Ross course, which is like very funny. But yeah,
It has big false fronts, and they call it
at one time designed by Donald Ross. Then we turned it to the left, and here it is.
We paid him a lot of money, and he never stepped foot on site. Essentially,
you're welcome. Now you pay for it. What course is that, if you don't mind? What course is it that you play?
So it's called Bartow Golf Course. It is the city right next to us. And then I also play our other local Muni, which is like also, I guess, designed by him. That's like the pretty flawed. It's like it celebrated 100 years, and they have no traction of like who built everything. Like no files. It's called Cleveland Heights. We play those 2 all the time, mainly because I play a lot of golf, but we play a lot of 9-hole rounds like super quickly from like we'll have a tee time at 11:45 and we'll be out by 1, and we'll just like dap each other up and call that like a long lunch. And that's kind of like how we get in weekly golf. And dude, when you have 3 young kids, all daughters, like I can't leave my wife has a full-time job too. Like I can't leave her hanging. And so I can really only squeeze in. Like I think I play 18, like a full 18, like probably once a month, but I'll play like, 27 holes a week, but it'll be 3 9-hole rounds.
Yeah.
So my cap is screwed.
I'm a big fan of the 9 holes, and it looks like we're probably at the end of the time here. I don't know if you want to keep talking, but the 9-hole thing is great for me with my daughter. I play a lot of twilight golf with her and just sneak it in. It's responsible as a husband as well to like not be gone for 4 to 6 hours, right?
That's maybe my cue. I gotta go. See you out there.
I've just got one that plays with me, so at least I can take one out there.
Because AK, you have 1 kid?
1, yeah. He'll be 5 at the end of August.
Dude, that's a very chic, easy dream. Like you're not really stepping away when you go and you're gone for 4 to 6 hours. That they're just hanging out. That's just
he's not just hanging out.
In our minds, it's just like chilling.
Yeah. Comparatively, sure, but yeah, he's a demanding. We'll call it 5, but my wife also works a very demanding full-time job. When I say full-time, very lightly, it's like way more than full-time. So, yeah, I definitely appreciate my. I have Thursday night men's league, and then I play at least 18 once a weekend. But then I have, tournaments I play in, and then like member this weekend is 3 days. And, I play in our inner club where we play other private clubs, and, I play in that, and then I play in the match play. So it's like, there's always something else coming up where it's, generally 36 to 54 holes a week. So my wife is a saint. My Father's Day gift should just be to continue just existing at this point. Because
have you dropped what like where you're a member at, or is that privileged information?
No, it's fine. It's the club at 12 Oaks in Holly Springs. It's just outside of Raleigh, North Carolina. Cool. Probably I would say top 3-ish greens in the entire state of North Carolina. It's if you play there, people understand. They roll pure, they roll fast. So it's a Nicholas course. It was originally designed to be Bermuda. Years ago, they switched it was designed for bent. Years ago, they switched our greens to Bermuda, but they didn't level in it any of the undulations.
You said Nicholas?
Nicholas, yeah.
But Donald Ross inspired, I'm sure.
I mean, there's a lot of false fronts, and we are in North Carolina, where I feel like Donald Ross had a fingerprint on every course. You're not getting any doke courses in North Carolina.
Oh, you're getting a lot of Pete Dye though. Like,
there's a lot of Dye for sure.
Because he was real inspired. But I just listened to the deep dive with No Laying Up, of Pete Dye, and I was like, this guy rules. And he definitely, like, Nicholas was taking a lot of cues from him, but he didn't build golf courses like cost effectively. And I guess Nicholas was like pretty famous for like taking a pretty large amount up front and then keeping the cost relatively low for people, so that way he could kind of make the most money on both ends.
Allegedly.
I do love to host people at my home course. Its nickname is 12 strokes or 12 balls because it is very, very difficult, but it makes it a fun play every single time because it's never easy.
What's it
Aside
rated?
from that, before we wrap up, I will say we're very lucky to have a lot of Strands courses here. Specifically, Tobacco Road and Tot Hill are within 45 minutes of my house. There's I forget the name of it, but there's 2 hours north of us outside of Richmond. It's one of Strand's link style courses. And then we go 3 hours south and we have True Blue in Caledonia. So pretty blessed. I mean, Strands is my favorite golf course designer.
This is might be old news, but I think it's in your state, AK. It's like the hardest golf course. It's like east of you. It's like in the trees, like, yeah, like I have to look it up. It's like super tiny, but it's like in this forest where they can't cut anything. I don't know.
Interesting. I'd have to look it up.
Yeah, I think it's gimmicky, but it's out there by you. You should go check that out. Anyway.
Yeah, put it this way. My home course from the Blues, so one up from the tips, the slope and rating, which we all think is underrated, is 72.5, 141.
Oh, cool. Yeah, that's
and that's in normal playing conditions. So
yeah, that's not incorporating any of the wind or what's that? Or they use that weird like playing that day rating, like whatever
PCC.
that is.
So we just had it 2 weeks ago. It was a PCC +2.
Whoa,
which is fun.
Does that push up the course rating by like 2 full points?
So whatever your differential is that day, like if your differential was 5, it makes it a 7.
I'm so glad people know math and can like do that stuff on the Gin app, because like I look at those numbers and I go, doesn't mean anything to me. Same thing when I go, what's the smash factor? Because I like that name. Like I still haven't like when they're talking about like loft and lie angle. I get the spin rates and stuff like that, club head speed, and then ball speed. But like
that's it. Smash factor and ball speed, dude. I just want to know that, dude. Put those together,
bro.
When fast these balls coming.
When you hit the fire, when he goes, hey, dude. When the guy at the shop goes, dude, the smash factor on that was crazy. I go, cool, I'm done. Yeah, we're good. I'm gonna keep the 5 wood. Like, don't worry. You made me hold on to this Stealth 2 5 wood that I hate even longer. I don't know why I'm still playing it, but you told me I hit it really well, and the smash factor was like, I don't know. I don't actually even know. I think it was like 5 or like what.
1.5 is like maximum smash.
Okay,
you're talking.
No,
you're talking to like
6.
the equipment nerd numbers junkie. But before we go down this rabbit hole. We're at an hour and 45.
Yeah, sorry.
I need to cut anyone off. No, this has been awesome. We'll end with some final thoughts here. It's been a pleasure having you on. This is great conversation. Great perspective on the game. It's always great to have people on who are new to playing but are super passionate about golf and a lot of different facets. That's again what this is all about. So if you're going to leave us with any parting words, whatever it may be, wisdom, anything, what do you got for the people?
I'd like to take a moment to address my singular hater. His name, I have now had to block him on a different account as well. His name is Tat Critic, TAT Critic. I don't know if he listens to this or if he's one of you guys, which I deeply respect. We love it. We love a solidified hater. I've had to block him, but just know that sometimes I think about you, because I thought it was funny to every time you'd say something mean to me to follow you on Instagram, because no one follows you on Instagram. You have 0 followers. You follow 0 people, and then you had to continually remove me. So it got to a point where you were saying enough mean stuff that I was thinking about it as I was driving home and while I was feeding my children. And I'm not going to let some fucking loser like take that type of capacity in my brain. But I just want to take this moment for you to understand that if you're getting serviced my videos, it means that we like the same shit and that you are not better than me. And just if you don't like me, that's fine. But hit me with your government name and where you work if you're going to come talk shit to me, because I'm putting myself out online and you can see everything about me. And I will not respect a single man or woman that comes at me from a burner account. Sorry. Use the government name or it's not happening. That's it.
Fair.
Fuck yeah. Send me your address too. I'll show up too. Fuck that guy. You know, that's wild. I can't believe it. But good for you. Fuck that guy and or person, whoever it is. It's not us. It might be one of the guys that isn't here, but can't confirm that.
I would love that if like they DM me and like, yo, I'm actually Tat Critic. Dude, I'd be like, yo, like let's meet. Like I get that you don't like me, but like I kind of want to chop it up with you and feel like, you know, why you don't like me.
It's always like, to me, that's always a jealousy that's coming through as anger or dislike, and it's their way of communicating, whether they're good at it or bad at it. I've dealt with it with a person recently that, you know, online, and it's when you're a good person, it really affects you, and I see that it bothered you, and I'm glad you got that off your chest, because, you know, it's I hate when things are taking up your headspace like that. That's unfortunate, you know. And my friends have a group called You're Good by Me. It's mental health awareness for golfers and stuff like that, and like checking in with people. So like, I think it's brave and to be vulnerable and say what you said. I love that about you. And, you know, that other person needs to get a grip. So.
Yeah. That was going to be my get a grip. So if
that's a perfect one.
Burner accounts, get a grip. They're always the one, you know, no one ever wants,
except for KD's, because his are hilarious.
Who's?
Kevin Durant's. Those are super funny burner accounts.
Yeah, especially because everyone knows they're his. But
yeah,
save that for another day. But yeah, that's all we got for week 16 Cmnty Golf podcast. Jordan, thank you for coming on. Don, had a blast as always. We're going to title this one the Bearded and Beautiful podcast until the boys come back next week. Hopefully we get Rafa and Eddie back in the saddle next week. But thanks for tuning in. We look forward to seeing you.
Best beards in the biz, baby.